Draw your current.
Yeah.
United, Washington Wizards, Caps, Bowie State.
My name's CWall, I'm a PG girl. Down for my skins, I don't know if you heard. If you like watching sports, then I am your girl. Sit down on the couch if you not on the field. Cold on the ice, pick any sport that you want. Know that I cover it tight. What would you like? From baseball to football and more. The list can go on the whole night. Big shouts out to my HBCU fam. Never forget who I am through the wins and the losses, the highs and the lows. We gotta stay strong, so I stay 10 toes. Make the competition back. The way I kick it make them mad, man. CWall and we live and direct. Sit back on the couch and relax. Come on.
Happy Thursday, everyone. This is Coaching from the Couch. We are live from 87 TV Network. Y'all, I'm smiling. Do you know why I'm smiling? I'm smiling because in real life, I'm wearing my Nats Christmas sweater. Listen, I've never been so happy to put on a sweater in my life. I mean, it's kind of crazy how happy a shirt will make you. I've literally been smiling. Shout out to Foco USA and shout out to my sports media bud, super awesome Washington Nationals journalist. She works for Team 980, Jennifer Rodriguez. Jennifer had this on an IG picture, and I was like, oh, ma'am, where'd you get that? And of course she has, Foco tagged, but I'm still asking silly questions like, where did you get that from? And so I got one so we could be twins. But anyway, look, I'm legit like really happy about this sweater. Y'all can't tell. Maybe y'all can. I'm like super duper excited about this sweater. Listen, today in the studio we got from the CWall family. Annette is here from the 87 TV Network family. Gerard and Holly, they are both here. And y'all, we are just having already too much fun because I'm just out here smiling and being a little too giddy in my daggone sweater. In my newest sweater. Listen, look, Eric, don't be jealous. Don't be jealous. Get one. Don't be jealous. Buy one. John, you want one? Listen, you should get one because this is actually very, very comfortable for sure. Absolutely comfortable. Listen, make sure you all are sharing the show with all of your DC sports and entire DMV sports loving family and friends. You guys, you got to be sharing the show so that folks can join us live. Because as you all can see, that's where all of the fun is. We're having all of the fun for a whole 30 minutes and sometimes and some change. And I'm glad Cameron has joined because, listen, we got to talk about what happened last night. We have to talk about how the Wizards went down a little too quick for my liking last night. But we got to do some things first. We got to get through some other topics first. So let's get going here. First things first, we got a lot on the collegiate sports front this week that we want to talk about. Shout out to the Georgetown Hoya men's soccer team on their very first NCAA title. I don't know if anybody was watching that game. I don't know if you saw the highlights, but all I know is this, straight up and down. Here's what I know. That game wore me out. It was so stressful. Let me go back through and sit here through my notes. 2 scoreless 10-minute overtimes, penalty kicks. Who got time for penalty kicks all day long? I mean, look, you guys, I just, and my guy Darrell, one of my favorite Redskins media colleagues, has joined. They sure enough did. They beat your UVA Cavs, but it was down to the wire. Shout out to both teams. But such excitement, such adrenaline, you name it, it was going down in that game. And this was the Hoyas' second time getting to the final, as I mentioned earlier, their first time winning. So shout out to them. Got to give a shout out to the depth that they have on that team, because I think they went through about 7 or 8 substitutes. So they had guys continuously coming out. They were fresh. I loved it. It was awesome. Truly, 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 truly awesome. So congrats to them. Georgetown men's basketball. Look, I know Georgetown has lost, a couple of their star players, but Georgetown's still winning. Georgetown is doing all right. Can we talk about Mclung for a minute? 2 weeks back-to-back Big East Player of the Week. And he out here cranking. They played UMBC yesterday. They won that game. But shout out to UMBC. It's all areas, so we got love for them. But over the weekend, they played Syracuse. And I have to kind of say, Syracuse, I think this is one of the more slower. I think I saw somewhere that this is Jim Boeheim's worst 10-game start in his career. So he definitely has got to do a little bit better. If you're a Syracuse fan, I'm not, but if you are. But with Mclung getting back-to-back Big East Player of the Week, this was the first. Okay, trivia time. We don't really do trivia time. That's why I was so excited. This is the first time. Look, this was the first time in a minute that a Georgetown Hoya player received back-to-back Player of the Week honors. Who was the last Georgetown player to get back-to-back Big East Player of the Week honors? And when was it? Who remembers? I'm going to give y'all a minute. Who knows the answer to the question? And you might want to tag one of your DMV sports loving family and friends that might know the answer. Because when I saw the answer, I got a little sad. It was, does anyone have it? Nobody has it? Nobody knows?
Somebody said Reggie Williams.
Oh my gosh, y'all. I'm looking Reggie Williams, Patrick Ewing. Actually, okay, so we got some answers in. Keep saying if we got any more answers. I'm going to give y'all a minute. Before we move on. I'm going to come back to it. Let's do the Howard and the Bowie State updates first. And then don't let me forget, I got to give y'all the answer. So look, the Howard University men's basketball team not doing too good, y'all. They actually doing pretty bad. Actually, they're 2-10. So they play Harvard on Sunday. So let's just hope for better times for the Bison's basketball team. Bowie State, they're 4th in their division, in the North Division in the CIAA. They're 7-6. So we'll see how things go with them. But 7-6 isn't bad. The basketball season is long, so that's not so bad. They did win their rematch against Livingstone. The Livingstone Bears, 80-76. Bowie shot 45% from the field, 28% from the arc, and knocked down 81% of their free throws. So they were pretty efficient, which you gotta love and gotta enjoy. So, hey, shout out to them. Maryland basketball is playing right now as we speak. They experienced their first loss to Penn State. Right now, they're playing Seton Hall. And, truth be told, we all sitting here. Y'all see me looking over here because we're watching the Maryland game. But anyway, I don't know what's going on over there. I can't see. But we just got to see if Maryland bounces back. See, Maryland has a knack for, and they're not bouncing back. It's 8-23 right now. I was just going to say, Maryland has a knack for starting out very slow, and that's not going to work for the long haul, especially once people find you out. So now it seems as though folks are finding them out. Okay, Maryland start out slow, and then they just want to charge and build up their momentum. Oh, no, you got to come out the gate blazing. And actually, Seton Hall is without 2 of their offensive players who were both scoring in double digits. So they're out. So I can't wait to have the opportunity to get back in front of the TV to understand, okay, where did Maryland, where are the Terps going wrong? Because I know I'm not an advocate for that slow start stuff. That's not necessarily what I believe is an effective way to go about things. And as John is saying, Cameron, thank you for the update. Down 23 to 8. That's not good. Now it's 23 to 10. That's bad. So we gotta starting off slow again, but that doesn't help. That's not good. We'll talk about that in a minute. Let's see how it goes. Maybe it'll work out in their favor, but I kind of doubt it. We'll end up seeing what happens, but I don't know, y'all. So the answer to the Georgetown question of who was the last, before, right prior to Mclung, who was the last Georgetown player to get Big East Player of the Week back to back. It was our old friend, Otto Porter. All right. That didn't depress nobody. That didn't make anybody sad. Just me. Okay. Because that shouldn't have made me sad. I was like, bad. Sad. Yesterday was National Signing Day. The Terps got a surprise yesterday. Did they? Raheem Jarrett from St. John's right here in the district committed to the Maryland Terrapins. Listen, I was in shock. I think everybody else was in shock. Maryland was not even one of his top 10 schools, you all. He was looking at going to LSU, and I mean, who wouldn't? I mean, I think he's like the top 2 wide receiver in the country right now. I think out of all the players, he's like the 20th ranked player. Maryland was not even thought of, so everybody imagined. So this was a complete, total splash and a total win for the Terps, especially after such a challenging year for them to score a 5-star recruit of Jarrett's character and from home. He's from here. He's from down the street. Awesome. Awesome news. So many recruits. I think after that, I just was kind of like, whoa. Because that was the big splash of the day. I think that came as a shock to so many across just college football. That was definitely something that was not anticipated. So I hope you all share my excitement of just him staying at home and here, especially after the season that I almost want to say the Redskins, the Terps had, especially after this season. It was just way not at all what we had anticipated. So I just appreciate all of that. As John is saying, surprise, the kid, he can be a star here. And that's his reason for choosing Maryland. That is just absolutely tremendous. And I'm thrilled. I'm thrilled for the university. I'm thrilled for him and his family. And I'm just thrilled. That's one of the things that folks have always said, why aren't the great players from the area staying in the area? Well, we got a few that stayed, and most notably Raheem and Stan. So that was just awesome news. And I fully anticipate that he will do nothing but great things on this team. I believe they said he is the most celebrated player to commit to Maryland since Stephon Diggs. So that was pretty cool. That was pretty cool. And I think it's just funny because now the way that some of the kids are announcing that they're committing is they're tweeting about it. And it's like, yeah, check Twitter all day long. But I mean, hey, if that's the way it's done, that's the way it's done. So I'm all for it. I'm absolutely all for that. So I was so excited. I couldn't believe it. I was looking at my alerts yesterday, you all, and I was like, what? Who? Wait a minute. I thought he was going to LSU. He here. Praise the Lord. Caps. All Caps. Caps still doing good. They're still first in the Metropolitan Division. So I don't really have that many updates for the Caps right now. There is a new magazine, the W Magazine. So check out the W Magazine. They have some lifestyle photos of the Caps with their never before seen photos of them and with their families. It's really sharp. It's totally nice. And I just really, I really think that was very well done. So check that out, you all, if you haven't already. If you haven't already, absolutely, please check out that magazine. So now, let's talk about the Wizards. What happened last night? And you know what, Cameron, I saw your message earlier about the refs and at the end of regulation. But I'm like, before we even get to the end of regulation, before we even get there, how do you give up an 18-point lead in the fourth quarter? Where are we exactly? What happened? Because that was all bad. They got a little too relaxed. They thought they had it in the bag. This is what I think from what I was able to then see afterwards. They thought they had it in the bag. They thought they had it all together. And they didn't. Straight up, flat out. Did not. But I believe, even though that this is a rebuild year, the Wizards can't afford to lose any games, period. But if you were up 18 points in the fourth quarter, you lost. That was your fault. That is not the refs. That is just completely poor execution from beginning through the end. You don't give up an 18-point lead and then lose in overtime. I mean, as soon as I saw that the Bulls went on a run, and let me be clear, they're not. Some teams are worse than others, but it's not like their team. And oh my gosh, like. You just gonna let Sadaransky get out on you? I mean, not that. I mean, I saw Sadaransky was signing autographs and all of that. So all good people. It's wonderful. It's nice. It's lovely. But come on, Sato didn't do all that when he was here, and so we just gonna give up. As Cameron is saying, you got 8 minutes and 21 seconds to go, and you let the other team just bulldoze. You're not even being bulldozed, honestly. You're just letting them have their way on your court. Why is that? Why is that? And how is that? To me, that is just insane. Totally insane. I was very disappointed by that, you all. Very disappointed. And I want to say what's up to my guy David that just joined us, and then Cameron is mentioning something that's very important. And Rui is out with an injury right now. Let me pull up the details right here. He experienced a groin injury late in the first half, and the Wizards win versus Detroit. So he's out for the next 5 games. So yesterday was the first game he's out. So 4 more games that Rui is out. Then he'll be reevaluated and should be able to return, once the Wizards are back. Because I believe they have Toronto tomorrow, the 76ers on Saturday. I think they got the Knicks on Monday. And then after that, I'm not certain. But 3 Eastern Conference games, and they sure enough, it would have helped to win last night. To Cameron's point, missing Rui, I can see them missing Rui, but this was just complete poor execution. I see Keith, I see your comment here about Scott Brooks should be fired. Hey, listen. I think Scott and I stared off into just because I'm still so confused about last night. Scott Brooks is a very nice man. He's nothing but kind to the media, and he's just totally, totally awesome, right? But he's not what this team needs, even in a rebuild year. So something has to happen. And that's all I can say about that, because I don't know, per Eddie Bryant, I don't know if somebody's got a gambling debt or what happened last night, but it was all good before that 8-minute mark, like Cameron said. And then it all went to dust. And that's sad. I mean, you can't just a demise like that is flat out embarrassing. You don't want anything like that happening. This shows that you're not for real, and it's so upsetting because you have, let me just tell you, Davis Bertans is making Tommy Shepard look like he's a very smart person. But I will still stay with what I've been saying. For the Wizards to be competitive, I think Brad only had like 22 points last night. For the Wizards to even be competitive and taken seriously at any point on any side of the floor, he has to score at least 35 points to be competitive. He just has to. And then the rest of all the supporting cast, Davis and whomever else, I don't know. Sometimes they in and out. I can't remember them all. He has to. But we all know in real life, he can't perform like that every night because it's difficult. It's hard. It's a tough sport. And so, but that last night, for anybody that thinks that Scott Brooks should be fired, that right there could get him where you want him to go. Right on up out of here. Because I like Scott a whole lot. I do. I really do. Very nice person. But you can't do something like that in the middle of the fourth quarter. Come on. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Exactly what Keith is saying. Yes, in order to be competitive, that is what I believe that's what he has to do. But there's no way that's even effective for him to do that. It's a disaster for him to do that. He can't. And so people either have to step up or, hello, Scott, you guys cannot give up an 18-point lead. That was just embarrassing. I stepped away. It must have been maybe 9 or 10 minutes left, and I was like, oh, they good. They up 18 points. I had missed the whole overtime stuff. I missed everything. I was like, well, what? How? Overtime? How did we get here? Here's how. And it's not necessarily about the team giving up. Okay, You see these guys are going on a run. Call timeout. Where's the timeout? Call the timeout. Once they got within 10, shut it down. Hold up. What y'all doing? Come on. Coach didn't rally them. They didn't rally themselves. And then that's how we end up in overtime and losing by a point. Very disappointed in that. Very, very, very disappointed. They better make some moves on this road trip. That's all I'm going to say. For Scott's sake. Because absolutely right. They're in a rebuilding year. But Scott, that wasn't a good look. That was a bad look. And I don't want to keep talking about them because I'll keep talking about them all day. Like, because I was very upset if you can't tell. But, you know, I'm wearing my Nats sweater today, baby. They're not going to get me too frustrated today. While we got some more time, let's talk about the Redskins. But y'all got to tell me what y'all want to talk about because I don't have anything to say. Annette is here for the first time in a long time, and so she don't know. When it comes to the Redskins, I'd be like, what? What would you like to say? But, you know, I will say what Holly was saying when we came in. Holly of 87 TV Network was talking about how impressed she is with the young guys and how they're just being very competitive and how it's like, you know, I had to laugh to myself the other day. I said, you know what these games kind of are? I said, these games are an opportunity for these guys to practice, kind of like when they have joint practices in training camp. So it's okay for them to make the mistakes at this point because they're out of the playoffs. They're out. And but it's an opportunity for them to mesh and to learn each other and to see where they need to work. I like it. I like it. I'm not mad at all. I mean, you know, I've been Terry McLaurin. I can't say enough about him. Steven Sims, when he can get a little more, if he's got the skill set for sure. I think just his mechanics a bit sometimes throw me off, Steven Sims Jr. If he gets those mechanics just right, Steven Sims Jr. going to be a beast. He's the one right there. He's going to be a beast. And Kelvin Harmon has definitely shown us flashes that we have nothing but good things to say about him. Definitely to John Adams' point, we have got to shout out the Pro Bowlers. Tress Way. I'm going to call him Pro Bowl Tress. When I see him on Sunday, I'm going to be like, what's up, Pro Bowl Tress? How you doing? Listen, Tressway is so deserving of his Pro Bowl starting position for the NFC. I love it. He's tremendous. I felt like he should have got it last year, but guess what? He got it this year, and he's more than deserving to have that. Brandon Sheriff, offensive lineman. Brandon Sheriff. Honestly, you guys, I was shocked. I was like, Brandon Sheriff, what is this? What is this email? But hey, we'll take it. Landon Collins, first alternate. Matt Ioannidis, chosen as a fourth alternate. You know, Matt Ioannidis is my favorite defensive lineman. Let me just go ahead and say that. Tremendous job every single game by Matt Ioannidis. And I love it. Absolutely love it. I appreciate Keith saying that the young Redskins core is nice. They absolutely are. To Keith's point also about the coach, and he's mentioning Mike Tomlin here in the comments. The reality is, I agree with the Mike Tomlin type, a no-nonsense disciplinarian that if it starts getting thick, a coach that will take the bull by the horns and say, I'm going to draw up these plays during halftime and we're going to make the right adjustments to win this game. I love any coach that has that no-nonsense disciplinary attitude, as well as can obviously make the right adjustments. Listen, we got 4 quarters here, and we've seen it. I mean, we saw it happen to the Redskins. They look like they was winning, and then they weren't, because people are still trying to win. Every play matters. I tell people every quarter matters, every minute matters, every play matters. If you don't get it on this play, if you don't get it on this drive, guess what? It's an opportunity for that side of the ball to recollect themselves and get it right. You can still win the game. So I feel good. In terms of coaching, there needs to be some coaching changes. John asked about, do we keep Callahan? I absolutely think that Callahan should stay around as the head coach. No, but he should be somewhere in the building. See, with the offensive line, he has the right attitude. Coach Callahan does. In terms of disciplinarian structure in practices, saying what needs to be said directly to individuals and to the group if need be, to get folks on track. These guys are professionals. This is their job. They know this game. Most of them have been playing since they were children. Let's do what we need to do. I also want to bring up, because I believe I brought this up last week, about Kevin O'Connell, the offensive coordinator. Thank you for showing the creativity. That's what it's all about. I'm going to be honest with you, though. I never get tired. Now, let's be clear. I never get tired of seeing Adrian Peterson run the ball. Does anybody else get tired of seeing Adrian Peterson run the football? Because I know I don't. So I understand the whole young players and all that. I get it. I absolutely get it. And I understand the transition. But when you have a Hall of Fame machine like Adrian Peterson, yeah, you take your chances and let him run that ball. If he find an opening, and and he's going to run with power, and he's going to get what he can every time. I love it. I absolutely love it. And I don't know if y'all saw the story that I think the record that he broke on Sunday, he gifted Terry Mclaurin with that football. And I think that's just an example of the type of person that Adrian Peterson is. He's a great guy. Great guy. All of them hitting records. I don't remember which one it was. Yeah. Terry Mclaurin is having a phenomenal rookie season. And let me tell you something. Exactly what you all see on that field of Terry Mclaurin is exactly how he is in real life. He's just a gem. He just loves playing the game. He's just happy to be there. And he's just, oh, you want pass interference? You want to grab my jersey? I don't care. Whatever. He going to try to score on you next drive anyway. He's good. Listen, you guys, we are at our time. Woo! Just like I don't get tired of watching Adrian Peterson run the football. I don't get tired of talking to y'all about these sports around here. Listen, I sincerely hope you all enjoyed yourselves. Thank you so much for joining and watching. Listen, happy holidays to you all. I believe we'll be here next week. I think we will. This is the day after Christmas. So I'll definitely be sharing any updates and all of those great things with you all as I get them. Make sure you are following CWall Sports and Entertainment everywhere. So, of course, on Facebook with CWall Sports and Entertainment. On Instagram, it's at CWall Sports. And on Twitter, we are at CWall SE. All right? Good night, everybody, and Merry Christmas. See you next week.
You're not on the field, court, or ice. You are on the couch. From DG to DC, this is Coaching from the Couch with your host, CWall. Delivering coverage for all DC sports teams from the hometown perspective. Nats, Skins, Mystics, DC United, Washington Wizards, Caps. who we stay.
My name's CWall, I'm a PG girl. Down for my skins, I don't know if you heard. If you like watching sports, then I am your girl. Sit down on the couch if you not on the field. Cold on the ice, pick any sport that you want. Know that I cover it tight. What would you like? From baseball to football and more. The list can go on the whole night. Big shouts out to my HBCU fam. Never forget who I am through the wins and the losses, the highs and the lows. We gotta stay strong, so I stay 10 toes. Make the competition back. The way I kick it, make 'em mad, man. CWall and we live and direct. Sit back on the couch and relax. Come on.